Hey everyone, excited to come to you today and bring some information that I have recently been digging deep into, and it's all based around leadership. I have been very passionate about books. I'm gonna give you one, I'm gonna give you a great book recommendation, and two, we're gonna talk a little bit about leadership today. So if you're growing your company and you feel like you're bumping up against that wall of how do I get a team to work together, all that's leadership. Right? And so that's what this video is going to cover, some nuances from this book. So first and foremost, let's get into this book recommendation. Jocko Willink, Extreme Ownership is the book that I'm rereading. We have a book recommendation, podcast recommendation list for the company. Unfortunately, as I look at that, I haven't probably updated it for a couple of years, and there's many more fantastic books to add to that list, fantastic podcasts to add to that list, because leaders are readers and they're going to be constantly developing. And I think that that's where I've dropped the ball some as a team. I haven't been investing enough in constant leadership development. And if you're going to scale something, leadership is such a big piece of that, because you as the head of that, of the owner, whatever you want to call yourself, you can only go so far, right? You can only lead so many people. You effectively can only lead pretty small number of people. You have to build leaders under you, so then you can have these teams under you they can be leading, and you need to be developing more and more leaders in the company. Otherwise, it's going to break at the failure of leadership because there's not enough leading in the company actually happening. So the reason I love this book so much, and it was just a stark reminder, is so many solid principles of how to be a fantastic leader, how to be a better leader. One that sticks out the most, one that is the probably headliner of the book, the ownership part, the accountability, that extreme accountability. Really realizing, and this is the takeaway for if you're growing your company, that really it hurts the most, but it's the most real. And it's not even growing the company, it is about everything in your life. You are totally accountable for anything and everything in your life. The sooner you can say that you're 100% accountable for everything and stop blaming others, the sooner you can make massive progress. But the problem with that is that's painful. That doesn't feel good to take accountability for everything. Meaning, you see this road right back here? I'm driving down this and someone pulls out in front of me. You know, what's the immediate thing? They pulled out in front of me, blah, blah, blah. I was on that road. I wasn't paying enough attention. I could have stopped, but I didn't. That's the accountability level. That's the ownership. Even when it's starkly someone else's technical fault, you taking ownership, because we can't control others. You know, and so often in our teams and other management layers of the team, this gets lost in the minutia of, it just gets frustrating. It feels like you're leading a circus. It feels like you're the professional daycare and the hand holder. But really, as a leader, you are the guider, the example setter, the structure maker, right? The SOP creator. And so often we create these things and we just throw them out and say, I told them to listen. I gave them what they needed. But was it really ever even clear why it was given out? Did it make sense? Maybe it was what was given out wasn't the standard that they were used to, and they don't understand the new standard, why it needs to change. And so for them, because there's been no explanation of how the change benefits them, now they push back against that by not listening, just because it doesn't make any sense to them. So often, so many things, and that's another great reminder in this book. As business owners, we create these complicated, non-simplistic designs of all kinds of stuff. And I think it's really, truly to justify how hard our job is. And here's the deal, you don't need justification. Life is hard. Our job is hard. Everybody's job is hard. We are taking monstrous risk and probably like running it close to the razor's edge of massive failure, somehow legally, bankruptcy, you know, whatever it may be, right? So we don't need to make anything any harder, but we do. And then there's no clarity, and people, if they don't have clear understanding, how are they able to implement those things, right? That was one of the great reminders from this book. So as you're leading a team, creating stuff that is easy to understand, basic, simple, so people can grab onto it and understand why they should be doing it. If people understand why a thing is the way it is, it makes it much easier to do than just being told that this is what you do. Really irrelevant if you understand, just do what you're told. That's not leading. That's being a dictator. And so this book really lays out well how to strategically lead. And so for our company, what we are going to be implementing is kind of the canvassing and the overview of this book, and then some additional team training that's going to go on over the next probably 12 months based around this book. And I'm really excited about that because I'm going to take all of those aspects and take that back to GrowCom. And what I like about this piece is GrowCom. One of the things that I hear people struggle with the most is people. That's what everybody struggles with the most. Well, you know what helps that the most? Leadership. Poor leaders cause poor teams, right? There are no bad teams, there's only bad leaders. And that's the ultimate accountability piece that you have to take that's not fun, right? Because if the team always sucks, if the team's small enough and it's just the owner that hired them, or it's the people under you that hired them, wherever that management level is that hired them, the team isn't doing what it's supposed to do and it's always failing. Ultimately, they didn't bring themselves in. Management brought them in. And then maybe not the correct tools, the lack of guidance, the lack of accountability, then terminating because maybe we weren't, again, failing because we weren't staying focused enough on hiring to be able to replace people that aren't the right people, get people that shouldn't be on the bus off the bus so new people can be in the seats. All of this is so powerful. And this is a great reminder. And I see person after person after person, and I'm guilty of it too, pointing in the other direction and not taking accountability for some of these problems. This book is the constant reminder over and over and over and over about how to take actions on situations, how to manage teams, how to have decentralized command, which that's a big point for me. Like, I can't be everywhere anymore. There's not enough Jacob to be in Illinois, to be in Cape Coral, to be in Naples, to be with every team member, to manage everything. There's just not enough of me. And so then what happens is, as you grow up that ladder, right? Like, I don't just manage team members anymore, I manage leaders of those team members. Then it gets into the problem of I fail them, and then that fails more people further down the line because I don't implement enough training, I don't implement enough this, I don't give enough tools, I don't give enough guidance, I don't make it easy enough. And so all of this is just a big stark reminder to read through this book, get the knowledge from this book. Leave in the comments if you've already read this, what you got from this book and how powerful it was for you, because I have been really lacking on leadership development in our company, and I am making that publicly known right now that I'm going to turn that the other way, and that's going to then re-propel and rocket ship our company even further. And so moving forward, our company will be building leaders, and it's always built leaders, but aggressively building leaders, building higher level leaders, building more well-trained leaders, having a leadership training system in place, having a book club where we talk about leadership quarterly and we're going through things as a management team and an office team, developing that. And then if anyone else wants to be involved, they can be involved too. And so all of these little pieces are pieces that when I look back, I see over the past couple of years I've dropped the ball on, and then we're going to re-implement and watch our company excel. And I would like to see yours excel too. So I wish you the best. Leave that in the comments. I want to see if you've read this book. At least say I've read it, and then also give more feedback about what were your key takeaways. Share this with somebody else that might need this book suggestion so they get a good detailed deal of it and get some ideas for leading their team, and maybe some ideas of why they're bumping up against that wall or that plateau. And then also subscribe. Make sure you like this. It helps the channel. It helps us grow. Talk to you soon.